fucking died. I cannot believe this bullshit. Why? Why did it have to die right there, dude? Hello, chat. Forgive me, but my internet decided to fucking explode and die while I was streaming. So sorry about that. But anyway, where the fuck was it that we left off before my internet died? What did you guys last hear?
We heard that we could.
Oh, so you guys see that Mercurio kind of looks over at you guys. He says, have Eric hit me with fire, and Zoro probably, I don't know, I guess pull my arm off or something. I don't know.
I haven't attacked, brother.
Actually, we have an idea just for that.
Okay.
Dragon, Zoro, team huddle real quick.
Gonna go ahead and team huddle around Dragon Eric.
The very big head is gonna
You know what? Nah. Zoro and Bad Bro need to fly up to Eric's head.
Yeah, that's better.
Okay. So, you big motherfucker got a fire breath, correct?
Have you seen those videos of horses nodding their head?
I knew it.
The horse. It's Dragon Eric.
Smart.
The horse of affirmation and positivity.
And you, Zoro, you got something to burn too, right?
He's gonna go ahead, rummage through his bag of holding and hold out his dragon's breath scroll.
Perfect. I got a flame strike in my chamber still. If we time this shit correctly, we could do a great test on his durability. And I know that you, and I gesture towards the head of the dragon, I know you want to do this.
Or nodding.
Great. Okay. So I yell back to the group, okay, everyone, get away from Mercurio. We need to do a test.
Okay.
Okay. Mercurio, just stand where the corpse is. I'm already done with that. So
you see that Bapro, you punched the corpse so much, like the upper half of Luana's body has literally turned into straight up like red mush on the floor. As see Mercurio's like, oh, I don't want to stand next to the mush. It looks disgusting.
Don't worry, Mercurio. It'll be the least of your worries in a second.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
Do you want me to do like a pose or anything? You want me to like? No.
Stretch your arms out so you take up the most space imaginable.
All right. You guys see that Mercurio just like lifts his arms up and just starts flexing. He's like this.
Perfect. Just stand like that for the next 12 seconds. I gesture to the other two. Okay. On my mark, full throttle.
All right. Zoro's gonna go ahead, start activating his Dragon's Breath scroll, and then start walking up towards Mercurio.
Battle would like to charge up his flame strike by creating the flame circle above him.
And the dragon is gonna open his mouth, like it's gonna make a hinge noise, like, and then like it's gonna start charging up a Kamehameha.
Yeah.
It's like a mechanical like sound that's like.
You see Mercurio there. He's like, yeah. Let's see what this is like.
It sounds like Godzilla charging up.
I want that.
You just see Mercurio
When
with
that
like
shit-
the like widest smile on his face. He's like, come on, let's see it.
The second that that flame breath hits him, I would like to activate my flame strike and gesture to Zoro that we have like the instant that shit makes contact, full throttle.
Bet. As soon as that goes ahead hits, you're gonna see Zoro's chest start to glow bit of a orange glow as heat starts to build up in his chest before he himself also opens his mouth as heat starts to also build up.
You guys see.
And when
Oh, go ahead. You guys see that
No, no,
for
no,
a
no,
few
you-
bits. You guys see for a few bits that Mercurio stands there, and then you guys see that they all have their fire attacks charged, and you guys see that Mercurio just looks over, is like, "Don't worry, I think I'll be completely fine out of all of," and gets cut off by just a wave of flame, just literally engulfs the entire back end of this decrepit throne room. It looks like a fucking nuke went off sideways, as you guys see. You guys, like, with the amount of flame that is happening, you can't even see Mercurio's silhouette anymore. You guys just see only fire for, like, at least, yeah. You guys see just fire for at least a good 15 to 20 seconds. As you guys see that they stop and the dust begins to settle and all the ash starts moving away. All you guys see left is a, like, crystalline skeleton there in the same pose Mercurial was. Flesh and everything completely gone. As you guys see that the skeleton begins to move and says, "Well, how'd it go?"
Bro's
Check your
Wolverine.
skin. Check your skin.
Bruh.
Check my what?
So let's just gonna have
Check
that
the skin.
Gojo
Look at
shock
your arm.
expression.
Oh. You see that he looks, he's like, "Oh, my skin's all shiny. Oh, look at that.
Oh,
Oh.
I forgot. He's an idiot.
He's special.
Well,
He's special to me.
well, that's cool. I mean, is there anything else besides my skin being shiny?" As you see that this fucking crystal skeleton is looking at you guys, like no eyeballs in the socket.
Is his skin not regenerating?
It's regenerating, but it's regenerating, like, very slowly. As you guys see that, like, little patches of, like, white flesh is slowly forming. But it's, like, compared to how it was before, it's forming forming slowly. Not super slow, not like snail's pace. As you guys see, Mercurial looks like, oh no, my shiny skin's going away. Oh man. Well,
You're taking this way too clean.
well, I mean, I've been told I died.
It's as if he doesn't understand the actual consequences of the scenario because he doesn't.
Well,
Because he's a moron.
Well, listen, alright? I've died once before, technically. I mean, like, I had my soul ripped out of me, so I mean, I guess that counts as dying. But, like, this? I don't think I'm dead. Am I?
You aren't. You are undead.
Wait,
Wait.
so wait. You're telling me I'm like those, like, zombie people, necromancers resurrect, like, out of the ground?
Yes.
I'm so done. I'm already fucking done.
You guys see that, like,
Damn.
half of Mercurio's body has already, like, regenerated, and the other half is still going. He's like,
Are his clothes regenerating?
no, unfortunately, as his clothes, unlike his skin, does not regenerate. As you guys see Mercurio look, he's like, but I don't want to be undead. Oh, it's not cool.
That world would like to just run towards Fiona and just cover her eyes.
Celeste's gonna, like, take off her coat and she's just gonna, like, she's just gonna, like, you know how, like, the matadors, like, open it, like that, and then she's gonna, like, put it right in front of Mercurio's, like, crotch area. She's like, sorry about that.
What? What? Oh,
Wow.
my white skin's coming back. Oh, well, that's.
It's not that. It's
Oh, you talk about the little tendril things that's coming out of, like, the side of me. As you guys see that, like the little wiggling of, like, the nerve that's like on his side. You see that he grabs it and he tugs on it. He's like, "Are you talking about this?"
No.
Well, just let him believe that. You know what?
Oh, if you guys
Mr.
want me,
Man,
if you guys want me to stop, I could. You see that he lets go. The fucking nerve just goes limp. He's like, I think that'll fix itself. It's fine. No. Well,
one thing is to make sure your man is coming. That's
Holy shit. He's an indestructible moron.
That's like the worst kind of moron. You can't even do anything about them.
He's the worst
Wait.
kind of
Oh.
indestructible.
well,
Wait, by this logic, he doesn't have pain receptors. Oh god.
well,
He's an unstoppable immortal moron.
well. Technically, I still feel pain. I mean, I felt that punch you gave me, but it's like, it was like a really soft slap on the back, you know? And, like, I still felt it, but it just, like, it wasn't as painful as I thought it would be. You know? I don't know.
We burnt him to a crisp down to the core, and he's still focused about the punch.
Well,
Didn't he just touch an exposed nerve?
From a dragon, mind you.
like, listen, I felt the flame, but it just felt like a warm breeze, you know? So I didn't think much of it.
Like
Yeah,
a warm breeze?
Well, yeah. I mean, is that bad?
yes.
Since that was an Eric flame attack, a warm breeze I think is a challenge at its dignity.
I want to test something.
Oh. Yeah. Go ahead.
Zoro's gonna go ahead and hold out his arm and his hand.
You see that Mercurio meets it and gives you a handshake. He's like, so, what do we do now?
Oh no, he's gonna go ahead, lean all the way back,
He's doing the rash greeting. Okay.
and then give him a big ass smack on the forehead.
You guys see that, like, Mercurio's like, so, what do we do now? And you guys see that Zoro, like, in a split second, whips his head back so far. And you guys see that he crashes his skull into Mercurio. And for a moment, you guys can... It's almost like when you hit a gong really hard. It sound... Like, the waves of sound just echo throughout this room. And you guys hear a drip. And another drip. And another drip. Zoro, as you move your head back from Mercurio's forehead, which is still healing, you can see your blood dripping down his forehead. And as you look down, you have kind of like created like a pool of blood. You have a large laceration on your forehead, Zoro, that is like bleeding a bit. As you see that, Mercurio's like, oh, you wanted to do the handshake you always do, right?
Well, I did.
Hold on, let me get that for you, buddy. He slaps the forehead with a cure wounds.
Yep. You see that
Yeah.
your wound just goes away immediately as Mercurio's like, do you want me to try now? I mean, I can do it too if you want. I can.
No,
No, I think that's fine.
Oh.
That's enough. I think we have seen enough today, right, gentlemen? And she looks to the rest.
No, we have not actually.
Yeah, I mean, I
think we
still.
all have seen enough.
I mean, I still want to
We
test
have
something.
seen enough. We have seen enough. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't think
Okay.
so. Like, what if I just like you see that Mercurio goes over and like wraps his hand onto one of his like crystalline skeleton fingers? Like, if I can like try to like pull my finger off of my fucking off my
Mercurio.
fucking hand.
Let's
Imperial.
go ahead, move on out of here while you go ahead and do that. Then
That's fine.
There's-
I'll test it later. Anyway, well, you see
a lot
that-
of questions we have.
Yeah, I do too. Well, anyway, I think our best bet right now would probably to go back to Ravenfall. I mean, I led away a good bit of people away from it, so who knows?
Oh.
Might still be up.
Kurumi.
God, so-
At this point, Kurumi just looks up. and she's gonna be like, Mercurial, I don't think you understand. Ravenfall is
I think.
also
Go ahead, my fault. Go ahead. go
Ravenfall
ahead.
is also fucked.
What are you guys talking about? I mean, I have a recollection that it's like fine. I think I don't know. I mean, like I led a good bit of people away from it, like a lot of bad
I
guys.
think it would be best if we went ahead and showed you what's been happening, so you can see for yourself.
All right, a little ominous, but okay.
With that, I think there's nothing else. Oh yeah, actually, Zoro does call back his constrictor snake to his staff.
Yeah, you guys see that the giant snake at the room that was like, before you guys like burned the remains of, well, both Mercurio and Luana was like licking away at like the pile of mush that Bapril made. But when you guys were prepping your fire, it moved away, and you see that the snake is still there, looking super sad at the meal that it missed out on. Guys,
Oh,
turned
right,
into ash.
You know, if the snake would have spoken up, I would have just charred it a bit.
Well, the snake could have asked me, honestly. Okay, we do have mental
Because
speaking, so
yeah, because like I was beating the shit out of that thing for like 2 minutes.
You see that the
Well,
snake
next time.
just goes like slithers over to you, Zoro. It like wraps itself around. It like wraps itself around you, but when it does, it like starts slowly shrinking, and it starts like wrapping itself around your arm before it goes into your palm, and you feel that the snake immediately starts forming itself into the staff again.
cool.
Convenient. Speaking of animals, you got any updates on your dog?
Yes, I do actually. He is a little north. I think you said northeast, right, Q?
West.
Northwest. I figured it was west. But yes, he is northwest of here. It is not as far as it was when I first tried, but it is. I still don't have an idea how far away he is, particularly.
Well,
Can't hear him.
The Northwest gives us an advantage. We don't have to go through Navine. We can avoid the drama that any points to Mercurio that brings us.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what happened, but I just know that if I made wrong, I want to do right. So, well, if there's anything that we can do to, I don't know, fix anything I did, then yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, baby steps. I mean, you can possibly never fix the mistake of killing someone's parents in front of them, but yeah, baby steps.
Well then, where to now?
Northwest, it seems.
Northwest.
Wherever the hell that is.
Well, all right. Well, let's get going. You guys see that Mercurio just like does like long strides down the steps of the the literally breaking down castle. As you guys see that, still the only thing that he has is Celeste's like coat like tied around his waist. He's like, yep, come on, we're gonna be late.
I smack him and he falls down the fucking stairs.
Babba will just just lean over to Celeste. You know, the good thing about this is castration's off the table.
Yes? Why are you telling me that?
Babrold has the I know what you are stare on him.
You just see Celeste like look look away. She's like, okay, thank you.
You guys hear the echo from down the steps. Come on! We're gonna be late!
You don't even know where we're going.
I don't even think he knows where north is.
I don't
He
even think he
doesn't.
knows where we are.
I don't even think he believes we are here to begin with.
I don't think he thinks.
Honestly.
Well, now here's the issue. Rikiro's already down the steps into the city.
Oh my fucking god.
We traded.
Zoro's gonna go ahead, start flying over, and get him.
We traded an insufferable voice for an insufferable moron.
So, with that gathered, you guys have well, by this point, I'm assuming you guys would have wanted to get yourself a long rest. So, during this time, you guys are still here within Rexton, prepping for your adventure out. You guys scavenge whatever you could to be able to make food, rations, and, find at least a still fairly okay building to at least be in for the night, at least, as nighttime is, starting to fall upon you guys. As you guys are, around the fire prepping, you guys, anything you guys want to do here before you guys do your long rest?
Baprold actually
Mm-hmm.
would like to check on Fion.
Okay. Phaon, what is it that you would be doing during this time before the long rest?
I think she's just sitting around, maybe getting comfortable wherever she can, and maybe just making herself a little. She always has like tea on her, so making herself a little bit of tea, just to try and like wind down after the past several lengths of time that she's had.
All right. Well, during this time, you notice that, as as the usual routine, everybody's, kind of getting their spots. Zoro's prepping up the fire, getting ready for make some bit of some dinner for everybody.
Food.
And you kind of set down your nice little kettle next to the fire to kind of make sure you can have the water start boiling. As you're waiting for the kettle to start boiling, you hear footsteps and turn around to see Baprold.
Oh, hello, Mr. Bapril.
Hey, got enough tea for two? My ass is thirsty.
Yes, I always do, and yeah, I do. Sorry.
You don't have to apologize.
Right, sorry.
Like, you know what? Forget it. So, we had the displeasure of noticing something while I was making acquaintance with a corpse.
Mm-hmm.
You good? You seemed a bit out of it.
Just all felt very familiar. That's all.
Check our path.
When you guys were in the wherever you were in Limbo, I was somewhere very different. And
Oh yeah,
it's
right.
like I was watching that again. Only this time it was real. I think. It's just a lot of it's very hard to grasp, I guess. Because
Yeah, I
nothing
see that.
that wasn't real, and I'm kind of not real, and
Hey,
it's just a lot.
hey, you're real to us. We see you as a good, valuable member of the party.
Well, yeah, but that's for now. Once I am back with Hishon, then, we'll probably be on our separate ways.
Huh. I'm gonna hate that.
I've already told you that. It's just the reality of it. I'm his sister. He's all I've got. So, gotta take care of him.
Sisters do that.
Mhm.
My adopted sister. Let's just say she was questionable in my past.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh no. Don't be sorry. I'll get her due soon. But
Oh.
you gotta
Um,
gonna
sorry?
miss you
Oh,
when this is over.
I mean, I'm sure I'll maybe write, probably, if I have the time, and you know, I'm sure on some silly quest Hushan decides to embark on, I'll look for you in every town that I stop in.
Same here, man. But I don't know. Maybe. I'm at a loss for words for once in my life.
I'm sorry.
Don't, as I said, don't be sorry.
Right.
You know, can I be real with you?
Of course.
Looking at the party right now, I mean, let's see. We have Mercurio, former pupil. Don't know how I feel about him right now. Thanks to this thing, and he waves his mace in his head, like, and just bonks his head with it.
Gotta stop doing that. You're gonna get hurt one of these times.
Oh, trust me, whatever's left up there is already hurt. Curio, thanks to this thing. Don't know what I feel. Ragna, God, can read her about as much as an infernal page without my demon form. Celeste, God, knew her since she was a kid. I mean, in my eyes, she still is a kid. Though, going out to be a fine lady. Zoro, God, that's demonic, hard ass, but he's cool. And then there's Eric. You know, I've known that dude for God knows how long. And with every passing day, I feel like with every passing hour, he becomes my friend less and less. Then again, I doubt he even thinks of me as a friend. I don't want to lose my friends.
I'm sure he does. I'm sure he cares about you a lot. I don't really know General Witherkay very well, and the interaction I did have with him in Limbo, he threw a fireball at me, but I'm sure he cares a lot about you, and I'm sure they all are, you know, they'll be around, and they all care about you a lot, I'm sure.
Sure you're good?
Yeah. I'm quite alright. I think.
Can I... One more thing. With this thing, once again, the maze. I don't know how long I can be like this. And share these talks with someone. So, from one friend to another. If I need someone to talk to, mind lending an ear?
Of course, yes, definitely.
Thanks.
You don't have to ask. I'll be around. For what? For now, at least.
For now, yeah. And Barbara would just like awkwardly gesture for a hug, just like. the-
She'll hug Baprold. She hasn't really hugged people like besides her brother, so it's also awkward for her.
Okay, time for tea.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Baprold, and I'm glad we had the chance to chat.
Pleasure's all mine, bud. I think we're good now.
You guys have a bit of tea by the fire. Anything else from anybody? Any tidbits?
Is Eric now human or is he still a dragon?
By the standards of the thing, he might still be a dragon, I think.
Are you?
Yaka?
Yeah, okay, this is the moment where the rule checker
My bad.
comes in.
I was mute. My microphone was muted. I didn't even know it. Yeah, it lasts an hour. So
So I think about this time the effects of it should be wearing off soon. Should be, at least.
Eric's in a pile of 1,000,000 gold pieces, and he's brooding, and he's like the dragon instincts have taken over.
I feel like Kuridi's gonna approach the dragon, Eric.
Okay. Eric, as you are, with your dragon instincts to stay and brood on top of your pile of gold, you hear footsteps and open one eye to see Karuni.
Yep, it's just gonna look at her.
Yeah, you are staring into the eye of a very large dragon, Eric.
You know, never in my however many years I'm alive would I ever imagine seeing somebody turn into a dragon. I've heard, I've seen dragons. Never this.
Well, I never thought I'd see someone whose ass is as fat as yours. He says in Draconic, so no one else can hear.
Seriously?
Yes.
All right. I don't know. Is there a response, Karuni?
Karuni's just gonna stare at him with wide eyes. And she's gonna be like, "Oh, I'm quite flattered. I'm quite flattered. Honestly, I didn't expect you to say that at all.
I didn't expect you to have such a fat ass.
Okay, I, I think I'm just gonna, we'll just wait it out. I think that's the best option.
Look at my hoard. Isn't it sexy?
I'm just gonna walk away now. I'm just gonna walk away, and you see Karuni just
Eric,
walk.
the dragon's wiggling its eyebrows.
Bruh. In the fuck?
It's such a big hoard. Riches for eons.
What's the meme from open season of the bear wiggling his eyebrows?
Anything else?
I think Pruno actually would like. She would just go like over to Eric and just give him like a little pat on the nose.
And leaves. Yeah, so you give Eric a pat on the nose. You notice that when you pat his nose is like very warm, but that's about it. And then you walk off. Anyone else here? Small tidbits.
I got one thing.
Yes.
Go ahead.
All right. I remember I do have something in my inventory,
Yes.
not necessarily an item. Do you remember when we took the tattoo off of Caucus?
Oh, you took his tattoo, yeah?
Yeah, so I'd like to deal with that now. It's just been kind of sitting in the shadow realm.
Well, the issue is you're still a dragon in this form. I don't think you're
Okay,
able
I
to...
still have access to my features.
Oh, you do? Okay. I thought I thought being a dragon would negate the features as like you're a very large creature still. Okay. Yeah, so I mean what do you do with it? I mean, as you pull out the flesh that has the sigil on it, you notice that the flesh is like very dried and coarse, but the sigil's still there.
Oh, I thought it was turned into a corrupted gem. That's why I got my inventory.
No. The corrupted gem was from, I believe, a different instance. It was not a corrupted gem, but the flesh, yes, the flesh is still there. It's just, very rotted. It's very dried, but yeah, you do see the sigil on the flesh. Just very dark compared to the skin as well.
Okay. Then, yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can't transmute it into something usable. If I might refer to you, this.
Oh, a message? A message he has.
From like forever ago, but
I will need you to give me. You're gonna have to give me a few. You're gonna have to give me a few checks here. So, first
is
check.
Arcana amongst them?
Yes, that was actually your first one. Give me an Arcana check first of all.
Plus 18. That's a
Needs-
21.
I was gonna say he just needs to not roll a nat one. That's it. Okay. So peering into this sigil, knowing what you know about spells, Eric, and how spells are formed, especially things that pertain to things like runes. The way it would work with runes is much different than the creation of like a spell, because what needs to happen is there needs to be a pre-existing spell to put into this rune. So examining it would be very, very difficult, as of course, the rune has different particular like fail safes and bindings that would protect the secrets of like basically reverse engineering of how this would work. But with a little bit of help from your, of course, dragon form, and having expanded your magical limits, with this you essentially are like picking at a lock that has multiple different parts inside of it that you need to pick. But with magic, or with the new magic limit you have, that becomes pretty much easy for you. You're able to pretty much break down this spell bit by bit by bit by bit by bit, reverse engineering each individual piece, figuring out how this works. Now, give me an intelligence check.
I'm gonna use guidance. fuck. That's 23.
23. With a 23, Eric, peering into these individual parts of this spell, you notice that these parts are not as delicate as you guys had once thought before. Actually, these individual parts seems very crude. A lot of gaps for errors, and of course, a lot of gaps for reverse engineering it. Putting your knowledge to work, you essentially begin essentially pouring in your magic to force these individual like parts of it, like code for example. You're breaking down the code, and now what you're doing is you're erasing parts of this code and replacing it with code of your own. Essentially is the best way to describe this. You, with the magic that you have as a dragon, you're able to like rewrite the pre-existing magic. And not to mention, the magic that's in this is very crude. It doesn't seem like this was polished in any way. So it just seems like the effect that would happen with this has like sort of like a list that it would pull from where a certain magical event would happen. But with how you've managed to disassemble the spell, you're able to easily put this back together and essentially recreate this to become a completely new spell on its own. You have created what you are looking for.
Oh yeah.
Anything else? Anyone else?
That's it for me.
Zoro, I know you probably wanted to get a chance to get something in.
Yeah, no. He was actually going to take out one of the cards that he had that has the haste rune on it, and he was gonna give it to Rhonda to help fix that movement issue she's having.
Fair. Rhonda, what is it that you would be doing around this time that, you know, everybody's kind of like winding down and everybody's gonna get ready to get some rest before the next day? What would Rhonda be doing around this time without Zula and Goldo there?
Probably read off one of the books that they have like taken with them.
Yeah.
From the
Ashlands. The Ashlands. Yeah. So you read through one of the books, and one of the books that you are reading is a book called Durfang. A particular theory about there being a very special object of significant importance, the Ashenland, something that pertains to, you know, the freedom of the fallen, and the fallen's like rise to glory because of this one set item. From what you're reading, seems to be a lot of like theories and possibly a lot of like folklore and whatever else it could be to really like pump up the story of this quote-unquote Durfang, but not really anything too special. As you're sitting here, you know, kind of like sifting through some of the books, you hear footsteps and look up and you see that Zoro's there.
Can I do something for you?
He's gonna hold out one of the playing cards that he has, but on one side she's gonna see that it has a rune etched onto it, and then Zoro will say, here.
She will like carefully take it and be like, thank you.
If ever you want to move faster, the rune there gives you a boost in a sense. However, I will say, it does tire you out a little bit after, but figured you'd have a better use for it than I would.
I see. Thank you. Are you sure you want to give this to me?
You know, like I said, better use than I would. And think of it as a thank you. You've been a help, and even if the other two haven't been as helpful. It's still nice to have people, especially with the situation we are dealing with now.
Well, that's a first. I appreciate it.
Zora
don't
will
know.
nod.
I don't
Go ahead.
know. Well, I think I'm basically doing the bare minimum, but
You're still here. That's all that really matters, honestly.
I guess so.
With that being said, though, too, Zoro is then also gonna call for everybody for dinner because food is also ready.
Yeah. So, the night begins to wind down. Everybody gets their dinner. Everybody, you know, gets a bit to eat. Eric, unfortunately, Zoro, you have to put in a bit more effort into, as Eric is, well, a dragon by this time.
Fortunately, man.
Well,
just gave
I say
Eric a big ass head of lettuce.
Oh, yeah. Big ass head of lettuce.
Damn, he's not a giraffe.
He's a vegetarian. He doesn't
Yeah,
know
he's a
what else he's gonna
vegetarian.
give him.
Fair. And everybody gets a long rest as you guys wind down for the night and get some much needed rest after the fact.
I ain't talking about a regular like head of lettuce too. I'm talking like this the size of Zoro. Head of lettuce.
Eric is just gonna fucking eat it
Girl,
in
we
one
need to
gulp.
find tofu for this man.
The following morning rolls by, and it's beginning to start drizzling and raining. You guys can see that the rain is starting to pick up a little bit as you guys are, you know, waking up one by one. In this, like, I guess you could say kind of like shoddy-esque, like, residential home. Like, part of the roof is, like, the part of the roof is gone, part of the roof is gone. The second floor portion is, like, concaved into the first floor. There's, like, you know, a bunch of, like, a lot of the floorboards are, like, really dirty, but, you know, you guys managed to find a fairly clean and okay spot near the fireplace where at least you guys have some, like, you know, something over your head to keep you covered from the rain. And you guys kind of like start getting your gear together. 1 second. Sorry about that. You guys get all your gear together, and yeah, as you guys are beginning to get your gear together, you guys see that you know, as you guys go outside, you know, more and more of the people are still there, wandering the streets of Rexton aimlessly. And you guys go over to what was a very large gate, no longer there, much more a large entrance now into and out of Rexton. And you guys are now walking in the rain. As you guys are, you know, walking through, let's see. We'll call this with Fion. Fion, roll me a d4.
Don't do that to me. That's scary.
Roll your stage of cancer.
A 4.
Oh,
So
it's Falcoral Core, stage 4 cancer.
you guys begin walking through and making your way out. You guys come to a crossroad. One that leads over to the what looks like a sign that leads to the village of Udrie, and the other one that leads over to what looks like Othos, Reflow, and Redgrave. Where is it that you would like to take the party, Fion?
Do I know any of these places?
To your knowledge, no. But there are others who do.
She's gonna turn. Hey, chat. Do you guys have any preference of where we go?
Northeast, preferably.
West.
West, yeah, sorry. My fault.
I had that ready in the chamber.
He pounced on him too.
So, What were the 4 places again? I already forgot.
Oh, I also forgot to mention as well, Eric, when you woke up kind of like, you know how like a dragon lays down to sleep? You're in that pose, but laying on like a lot of gold in the rain. You are
It's gotta be uncomfortable.
super cold.
Yeah. No, my clothes
yeah.
transform with the potion. I could have chose to actually have my clothes rip off like the Hulk, but you know.
We don't
But
want that. We already have Mercurio.
basically, Fion, if you go straight from where you are at the crossroad, you would go to a village called Udrie. But if you go take a right, you would go to what looks like on there the signs for Redgrave, Othos, and Reflow.
Oops. I just knocked something over. So you guys, do you want to go left or right? Hold on one sec.
I
What
said to map
direction would Zoro be feeling the connection strong at?
From where you would be feeling this connection the strongest would be a bit more to your right. What looks like to be towards the three smaller villages.
So, okay, cool. Cool.
So, does anyone?
Preferably,
I have a map.
are right.
I have a map in the D&D chat for you guys to refer back to. Don't worry.
Eric, you made us a better one to refer to.
That's fair.
Exactly.
Whatever one. That's fine.
It
Well,
says
here.
you're here.
And if you don't get good, you're going to die.
So,
Yay!
my thought is we could, in theory, go to the. I feel like it makes more sense to go to Udair first because there's less there, and then we can go to the 3 smaller.
Up to party discretion.
We can walk through the woods to Redgrave from Udair.
Okay. It is up to the party.
Goes the connection more towards the 3
I'm,
The 3
I'm
villages.
saying we can still go there, but we can hit all 4 at once. I'm saying if we start in Udair and then go up from Udair to Redgrave and then to Othos and then to Reflow.
I get that. It's just that Zoro's also trying to get Coco as soon as possible.
But we don't know which village Coco is in.
But we know that he's in that direction.
The direction we're going either way.
But it'd be better to go there first so we can at least get that. At least that's what Zoro wanted, but okay. Your choice
We can
is
go
fine.
that way, that's okay.
What's the party feeling? What are we looking at for our party decision? Oh yeah, ding too.
We'll just go find Coco. I said it's okay.
Yeah, we need more emergency food. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
More emergency food. Yeah, okay. So, will you guys go? I'm assuming you guys are gonna take a right to go towards the city, the smaller villages, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. So, moving on through, you guys notice that, well, not too far ways away, another fork. Which one would you guys go to? Redgrave, Othos, or Reflow here?
Redgrave radiates a certain energy.
Like smell. The smells kind of smelly.
That
It's
smelly
energy.
smell.
You could say
Wasn't
maybe-
Granny still here in Redgrave?
You could say that that place could maybe make someone of Zoro's race perhaps go the act of crying.
What the fuck are you trying to say?
Same thing. Honestly, it might be the time that is speaking.
Well, Where is it you guys
It
are
might
gonna
be
go
the
to?
time that is arriving.
Girl, we
Uh,
sundowning.
Well, I guess which direction does the feel the connection closest then?
Well, the issue is you feel the direction kind of like going in a kind of like going not exactly on the pathways, but like through the trees. So it seems like it's not anywhere. It's in that direction, but as for a particular village, doesn't feel like it's at any particular village nearby you guys at least.
So is it by the 3 villages or not? I thought you said it was by the 3 villages.
It says you feel it by those villages, but moving a bit farther over to that fork kind of changes the trajectory. Now it feels like it's past those from what you're
Wait,
feeling.
quick question. Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
While we're waiting,
no,
illumination
it's
might
quick,
be
it's
put
quick.
down in that town.
What are you saying? Perky?
Ignore it.
Oh god.
I was gonna say I can use locate creature for Coco.
If you want to use locate creature, you can. It'll function exactly kind of like the same as it was before, like with Mercurio, but as long as you're okay with that.
Let's go for it, man.
Right.
Alright. Testing locate creature.
So,
What horror shall I see?
casting locate creature, you begin to feel your eyes be a little wary, like you're sleepy. And as you close them, you see that your eyes open for a little bit as you hear lots of clanking of metal. And looking around a little bit, unable to like move your head, unable to move your head normally, looking around through Coco's vision, you notice that there seems to be like a very large fighting arena, and
Oh.
it's hard to really make out much because it doesn't seem like Coco's opening his eyes wide enough, but you can tell that it's definitely a like Colosseum type of place for sure. And then you see that Coco looks up, and you can see that hooded individual that you guys had seen before by the Encola Basin. And as you see that Coco looks up at this person just looks back at Coco with like bright purple eyes back at Coco. As you see that Coco immediately looks back at the arena and 2 people who seem to be fighting in this arena, and you can hear like sounds that sound like cheering of some sort. And as you begin to kind of like scan the room, scan the place a bit more, you notice that the stands are filled with demons. As you try to inspect a bit closer, you could feel your eyes burning that causes you to close them. You open your eyes again to see you're back here with everyone at the crossroads.
Did I like get a general sense of where Coco might have been, like in exact
Give me a history check with advantage.
what? 30.
30. Looking around from that vision, you notice that there were a couple things that really stood out to you in there. You notice that the stands seemed very familiar, like you've been there before. Like it was someplace you guys had visited, or maybe participated. That is until you remember that the one place that you do know that has something that looks like it is Ravenfall.
Okay. First things first. I feel like Celeste, she's gonna turn to Zora. And she's gonna be like, she's gonna take a deep breath in. Zoro.
He's waiting.
I have a idea where Hoko might. However, I don't know if you want me to tell you what I saw.
Where is my dog?
She's just gonna gently, like, place her hands onto his arm, and she's like, Hoko, he's most likely back in Raven. However, it seems like we're using as a fight.
Your voice is cutting out, by the way, Sailor.
Oh, really? Oh, fuck. I was doing so well.
Alright, it is fine.
Okay.
Zoro's just gonna take a moment, just to calm himself. But Celeste can definitely feel his muscles tensing up very tightly hearing this. And then he's gonna go ahead, slowly let out a breath and relax. And then he's gonna look back towards Celeste and then the rest of the group. Is everyone alright with going back to Ravenfall?
Where else do we go to, anyways?
The fuck is a Ravenfall? I don't know what that is.
It's
That
where
is-
we were started.
Yeah, that was.
The fuck is a
Long
Ravenfall?
before time had a name. There was a
Actually,
place called
Bruni-
Ravenfall, and it couldn't stop getting fucked in the ass by demons
Yeah,
every
on
goddamn
some serious
time.
shit, on some serious shit, yeah. Bruni's gonna speak up and just be like, well, I kind of want to know what happened to my dad. That'd be great.
Well, I don't think I've been there in a while, so I mean, we can see what happened to it. I think it might still be alive. I think, 'cause I remember following after Miss Weiss, and it was all fine. But besides that, I don't think I have a good recollection of Ravenfall as of now, so I don't know. Well, where do we go now?
Ravenfall?
Well, that's a given, but the crossroad here, as you see that, Mercurio just points at the sign.
Well, if it's past those cities, I'm assuming, then that would mean, if we go back to the map real quick.
I'm the map. I'm the map.
Okay,
Going to go over there.
I want to go over there.
You want to go
We gotta go across the water. So we gotta go across the water again?
Yes, from the map. Yeah, it looks like you guys would have to cross the water.
How fun. Why can't Zoro just like
Fly.
grow gigantic and fly everybody over there? You can already grow large, just make him grow a little bit larger.
Yep.
Okay. But yes, going across the water would be the quickest, but we're gonna need a boat.
Well, I mean, you can carry some people. Eric can fly and I can teleport, so I think that we should be able to get across just fine.
You can teleport.
Yeah.
I can fly too.
Do we forget the fact that I can literally go into like the 5th dimension?
You
At
can-
will.
You can do that.
Yeah, I can kind of just go into the ethereal plane, whatever, when...
That's
Kind of-
cool. Can you teach me that?
No.
Oh. Well, where we going?
Ravenfall.
Yes, very fun. Okay, if that's the case, then
Yeah, that's
like you said, three people. But the thing is, we got some 2 big ass people. And I
Well,
don't know
Big
if
ass
you said that, Baproad can fly also, so that's 4 of us that can fly. Karuni, that just leaves Karuni, Celeste, and Rangda. You can carry Rangda. I'm sure the General with a K would be more than happy to carry Princess Karuni, and then
and what of Goldo and Zula?
Goldo and Zula are gone.
They're not with us
They're
anymore.
not
Oh my
anymore.
gosh.
You
Okay,
forgot
cool.
already?
No, I just thought that they were gone for a second. I didn't know that they were gonna leave.
No, they left the party.
Okay.
I
Well then,
mean,
yeah. If that's the case, then we good.
Yeah. I mean, that could work. I mean,
Zoro just wanted to romance the fucking Zula. I
I
could tell.
was-
I know what she
I
wanted.
wanted to offer. I wanted to offer
Yeah.
like if I mean like knowing that
You
like
can
my
swim.
skeleton. Yeah. I mean, like now that my like skeleton is like crystal. I mean, it might be a bit heavy. So I mean, like maybe I'll just swim across. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, you could swim or like walk across.
Let me go ahead and try and lift Mercurio.
Or just stay at the bottom. of
give
the
me a strength
water.
check.
Okay, bet.
I'm gonna tell you, your strength check actually is a DC of 25.
Is it now? So I gotta roll a net 20. Fuck you, Q.
Never mind.
Alright. Let's see. Definitely not a 20. 13.
Zoro, you notice something is very off about Mercurio because you've had instances where you had to like do like parts where you and Mercurio would do like hand-to-hand combat training and stuff, and you had to like throw him over your shoulder. It was super easy to throw him over your shoulder before, but now when you try to throw him over your shoulder, it takes a minute actually, which is a little concerning because before he weighed like nothing. But now you actually have to like put in a bit of effort to throw him over your shoulder. As you see that, like you throw Mercurio over your shoulder and he lands like, wow. Was that a test?
Yeah. You're a little heavier now, buddy. Can't lie.
I thought about so. You see that Mercurio gets up. He's like, well, I had a suspicion. So, I mean, I don't know. I could try to swim. Do you think I even can swim? Like with the skeleton like this? I don't know.
I think you would just.
You can always find out, and if
Drop
you swim to the bottom, then that's a tomorrow's problem.
Wait,
Now that I
Mercurio.
think about it, since he's immortal, can't you just walk through water?
Go ahead and have
You
a
should
Davy
drown.
Jones moment
Mercurio, Jesus.
in Pirates of the Caribbean.
Jesus walked on water.
Mercurio's gonna sink in water.
No, as in like he just walks.
No, like how the how Mr.
Wait,
Davy
you-
Jones' army goes ahead and walks across on the ocean floor.
That is
Yeah,
what
Solar
said
Rise
first
Up.
movie,
that's
not Davy
cool.
Jones.
That's
My fault.
cool. Yeah, so Mercurio just looks over, he's like, well, I mean, if I sink, do you think I can still breathe?
Yeah,
Only one way to
yeah,
find
you
out.
should be fine.
Well, we'll find out when we get to the water, right? I'm down for it.
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is, I only just barely managed to find these, like, barely okay clothes. The only problem is, well, I'm gonna get drenched in water.
They won't disintegrate. I don't think so.
No, they wouldn't, but the problem is, it just feels weird walking with, like, wet clothes, you know? It just feels really weird.
Going for
Any more
life
weirder
is-
walking with the
yeah.
crystal skeleton?
Well,
Apparently.
I mean, like, it's weird, yeah, but, like, you know, is it any weirder than, like, I've experienced death before? No, I mean, like, being dead was definitely a different experience for sure. And, like, having half your soul ripped out of your body, oof, don't even talk about that one. That one was a hell and a half.
That's great, Noel. Can you just
Interesting.
walk across the bottom of the ocean? You can take your clothes off. We'll carry them on the other side. And worst comes to worst, if you don't come back up from the water, we can use them to cover your funeral costs.
Well, I mean, that's
Like a reason.
assuming that if I can't breathe underwater. But thinking about it, you know, I might be able to. I might be like half fish.
If a fire
Yes,
from a dragon
Mercurio.
is a light
Have
breeze
fish.
to you, I think you could breathe underwater.
Human body, fish breath.
Yeah. Well, where do we go now? We're going to like Orthos. We're going to Redgrave. Where are we going? We've been sitting here at
Going
this.
across the water to get to Ravenfall. God, are you
Well,
daft?
yeah, but the problem is we've been sitting
We're
here at this
going-
fork
Oh, wait
right
a
now
minute,
for
hold
like
on.
10
Hold
minutes.
on, hold on. Shut up. Shut.
Yeah.
Everybody has shut it up.
Yeah, now we're waiting on you. You just made everyone say be
Yeah.
quiet for no reason. Say something.
I have water walk.
Oh. That could work. Oh, well, hey, that's a good idea.
Thanks for bringing that up earlier. That's great.
Listen, I sometimes
Let's
like
just-
hearing your guys fight.
Go to the water. Please.
Okay. Well,
I have a hellhound I need to save.
yeah, but we've been
Get in the water.
we've been standing here.
We're
at
going
this...
to Orthos.
Okay.
Let's just go.
Okay. Well, Orthos we go then. And you guys walk to Othos. Arriving at Othos, you guys see that the village is, like most of the other villages you guys have come across, is in ruins. The only difference being that this one seems to be far... Like, this seems to have been in ruins like far before any of the other ones, because you can see that like the vegetation has already begun to start taking hold around some of the destroyed buildings, and like not even bodies, just skeletons just littered throughout the place. Passing through, you guys see some stray animals just moving through, trying to keep their distance from you guys. But one thing seems very odd. As you guys walk through, you guys notice that there seems to be what looks like armor that seems to be sitting down upright. But a little bit of a closer inspection, there's a person here in Othos. Someone being here in a place like this is weird. And sitting in front of a campfire, no less. But nonetheless, he sits there, a random knight.
It's the save point of the game. We're about to get to another boss.
This is Dark Souls? What is this? Do you guys just leave the man and just keep going, or...?
Is he looking at us?
No, he seems to just be paying attention to the campfire.
What does he look like?
He just looks like a guy wearing like normal knight attire, along with like the bucket
Hair color,
helmet.
eye color?
You can't exactly really
You said
see
he
it.
looks.
You
You
can't
said
see
he looks
anything.
normal, so he's white.
You can't really see any.
Well, yeah,
You
of
can't really
course.
see any like facial features or anything because he's like wearing armor, and plus he's wearing like that bucket head type of
Can we
helmet.
take
So
the
you
hat?
can't see
Can we
his
take the
face.
helmet off?
Would you
Well,
take-
are you going to approach him?
Can someone else take
You
the
don't
helmet
have
off?
to. I have telekinesis. I can lift it off from afar.
Ghost.
Hey, it's up to you
It's
guys.
alright
What you
telepathy.
guys?
It would have been such a great prank.
It's up to you guys. What you guys want to do here? What do you guys want to do?
It's actually gonna be like fucking Tav or something. Wait, what's his name? Tal?
Tal.
It's gonna be fucking Tal or some shit.
Well, who knows?
Yeah.
Blech.
What are you guys gonna do here? You guys gonna leave him alone?
It's
and
actually
keep
gonna
going,
be
or-
a red-headed elf who has the ability to.
Oh my god, get out of here.
Last we know about a redheaded elf, there was a bullet in their head. That's all I need to know.
Well, the heads move off.
Mm-hmm.
Eric, can you
Right in
take
the kiss.
the mask off? What if he's hot under there?
Then I definitely don't want to take
Well,
the
then
mask
that'll be
off.
something for you.
Oh, okay. Okay then.
You know what? Go ahead. Maybe try it yourself. You know, I don't know.
I'm willing to take it off.
Well, question now. Is the party gonna approach this guy? And if so, who is approaching him?
Okay, so that's like designed to not approach, so let's just keep walking, guys.
He's not looking
I
at
was gonna
us.
say we
I'm
can
not-
just rock,
I'm
paper,
not part of
scissors.
He's not looking
Because
at
when we turn around and not approach this guy, he's gonna turn into a boss and then fuck us all in the ass. So
If we don't act,
Crazy
we
style.
shouldn't have a problem.
crazy style.
Yeah, bounce on it.
Excuse me?
I'm Eric.
I mean,
I have still yet to get a definitive answer, bro. Okay, we'll do it like this.
maybe when you give us
Who-
a definitive.
Who in
nice,
the
good
party?
year, we'll
Who in the
do it.
party will approach this guy? Who in the party will approach him?
Fion will. Fuckily ball.
Okay, Fion. Anyone else?
We gonna die.
Well, good.
I do not give a fuck about this guy.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
I already
nah.
So
know
it's
what we
just
learned about
just
random
Fion
PC.
then, right?
And Baprold.
And
buddy
Baprold.
time.
Okay.
But,
So
yeah,
Fion,
yeah.
Fion and Baprold. Okay.
I'll be looking through the vegetation,
So,
looking for a particular green herb.
you guys approach this. You guys approach this knight who just seems to be sitting there by the campfire. You see that he turns to you guys. He says, "Oh, well, hello. I wasn't expecting people to be here. What are you fine people doing here?" As you see that he gets up and kind of like dusts off his armor a little bit.
We are just passing through. We were headed to, Mr. Baprold, where are we going again?
I turn to the group.
They're far away in the vegetation.
Hey
Looking for
guys,
the
We're heading to,
where the fuck are we going again?
I think it's called, like,
Ravenfall.
Crow, like,
Ray.
Crow,
right.
Throw down.
Crow
Crow
fell.
Town. Yeah. That sounds right. Crow
Crow Rise,
Dip.
that's it.
Oh, Crow Rise. Yeah, there we go. That sounds right. I know how to bird in it and a
Crow-
direction.
Crow Rise? I don't
think
it's
believe. I don't believe I've heard of this place. Huh. Well.
I'm an
It's
elf.
probably
I'm
for
not
the
from
best.
round here, and he's a demon, so we're
Oh.
not from round here.
Oh. Well, that's a certainly interesting combination of people. Well, I wasn't expecting you guys to be here. I assume you are here to kill me? I am human, so...
I
No,
don't kill
nobody.
people on purpose. Only on accident,
Yeah, I kill people on purpose.
but not when I'm
Oh.
around. He's on best behavior when I'm around.
Well, an interesting bunch, I see.
I give him golden star stickers when he's not bad. So he's earned a lot lately.
Well... Nice.
Theo, can you stop being nice? You're kind of ruining the tough guy persona I'm having.
Sorry, I can stop.
Well...
I'll be mean. I can be bad cop.
Well, there's no need to be mean around these parts. I'm merely just traveling myself. I haven't traveled a lot ever since this whole debacle of demons started, so I decided why not. So here I am.
What is your name, good sir?
Oh, the name? The name's Emily. Nice to meet you. As you see that he holds out a
Emily?
hand for a handshake.
Emily.
Do you know anyone with the surname after? No, I'm kidding.
Bappa would like to tilt his head a bit and check for how do I describe it?
Like, check what? Oh, God.
Just play boot bump.
No, you do not see. Do not see chest plate. You do not see chest plate like humps. No, you don't.
No uber
Cockguard?
bumps.
Nope. Wait, what?
Cock guard?
The fuck?
No.
Hot beef.
Here, I'll give you a proper like explanation of how this guy looks. This guy looks like he's wearing just like regular like leather boots, what seems to be like a leather pants ish.
Actually, Q, I see knights every single day. Their asses are not wearing leather. They're wearing metal. So shut the fuck up with your historical inaccuracy.
Shut up. You see that he's wearing this like what looks like a soldier's garb with like a chest plate and then pauldrons, but they don't exactly seem to be like the very like heavy type. They seem to be like the standard type that like that would be given to, you know, any like city guard that's like watching the gate. And you see that he's wearing the, you know, bucket helmet.
You know, I'm still stuck on the whole Emily part.
Oh, the name?
Yeah, it's a girl's name.
Yeah, my mother had a very tough time trying to name me, so she came up with the one that she wanted for a girl. And that was Emily.
Sounds like she wanted her.
Oh.
Yes, it is confusing, I understand, but
You
her
don't
name is Emily nonetheless.
co-own a shop that has a bunch of like animal suits and serves like circle bread with tomato sauce and cheese on it?
No, I'm afraid not. I'm just a traveler. But, well, if you're willing, I believe I still have some ale in here somewhere. You see that he kind of pulls out a pack a little bit.
Do you have any boomerangs?
Boomerangs, I do not. I seem to have come across one in my travels before, but I didn't think much of it. As you see that he continues rummaging
it
through.
up.
You see that-
this discussion would look at Bion's back and try and count the number of daggers she has in her back pocket.
They're actually all in her hands at all time. All 12 of them.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
they have to be. That's why they're all equipped.
She has them like
They're all equipped.
she has them like wrapped around her like forearms and shit.
What you're telling me is that when you gave me a hug, you possibly stabbed me in the back.
Probably.
No. She always unequipped.
In one motion.
She unequipped them when she was hugging Babrold.
She unequipped them like fucking Skyrim. She goes into her inventory to fucking take it off bit by bit.
Oh shit.
God damn it. You see that Emily takes out like a water skin out of his bag. Says, "Yeah, if you'd like a drink, if you're thirsty." It's not much.
That alcohol?
Well, yes. I had managed to find a few drops in a barrel in a ruined tavern.
That
so-
water skin is out of his hand before he finishes that sentence.
Oh. Well, you must have been mighty thirsty. Well, if you want, you see that he pulls out a water skin. He says, "Here." He holds out to you, Fiona. He says, "Don't worry, it's just water. I have to carry both at all times. Alcohol helps to, loneliness sometimes."
Oh, that's an unhealthy habit.
Well, when you're out here traveling by yourself, it's a different story.
Well, maybe you should get some friends then. You could bump into some really nice people. My friend here, I met when we both had friends with cancer.
Well,
Isn't that great?
that's
Odd way of putting it.
Bruh.
again.
That's really one way to
What
put it.
the fuck is it?
Well, if you guys don't mind, you guys want, have a seat. I've just started this fire not too long ago, and I believe I should still have some more bread in my bag. You see that he pulls out like half a loaf of bread. It's like,
Okay.
would you like
Like
some?
the rest of the group ever across the horizon line by now.
Okay, yeah, Karuni, I think she's gonna approach.
Wait, can you take his helmet off first? We want to see if he's hot.
Throw still looking through the vegetation.
He's offering half of a loaf of bread to you guys.
Oh, I'll take it, but only if he takes his helmet off.
What is
Oh
he
my
doing?
gosh,
Taking
bro.
his helmet off. You see that he just.
I want to see how you RP that negotiation.
I'm sorry to this is in kind of rude, but in my culture we find it rude to eat with headwear on. Even so, she like will go and take her hair down and take all the stuff like accessories out of her hair. It's rude to eat with headwear on, and would you mind taking off your helmet?
Me? Well, that's.
Yeah, because it's very disrespectful to my culture. Like, it's basically you're telling me that I should die.
I don't believe I've heard of this
Damn
one.
you.
It seems very extreme. But
Well,
elves,
elves
Well,
got some
I've
cultural quirks.
I've heard of elves and stories, but I don't believe. Well, if you wanted to see my face, you only but need to ask.
No, it's just extremely rude in my culture. Like, it's very, very rude. Like, you're basically
you proved
telling
your
me that I
point.
should.
Yes, Karuni, I think approaches and she's like, Fion, I think we get it.
Is this another one of your friends?
She's an elven princess. That's why we have to take our hats off
Oh,
to eat with her.
Karuni just shakes her head.
oh. Well, I
just shakes
understand
her
the distrust. It's fine. You see that he looks over to you, Barple. Do you mind holding the loaf here?
Sure.
You see that
Barple, did I
he.
do a good job lying? Did I do a good job?
You did the best job, and I would like to just like pat her on the shoulder.
You did something.
You see that he takes off his. You see that he takes off his helmet, and he looks like a pretty ordinary-ish looking guy. You know, kind of like a bit of long hair, his face. Having just a few like scars here and there, but overall seems like a fairly good-looking guy. As you see that he looks over, he says, "Is this better?"
Actually, I think I
Ordinary.
prefer if you put it back on. No, I'm kidding. That was a joke. I've been learning about those lately.
Fion, I think you've done enough. Thank you. Have a sip of that water, bread, whatever he gave you. Now we have actually a very important question. Do you happen to know the way to Ravenfall?
Ravenfall? I believe I have a map here. You see that he starts rummaging through his bags like, yes, this one I got from a cartographer. Yes. You see that he goes over to you, he says, here, if you need to borrow the map, you can.
I'd gladly like to borrow it, and she takes the map.
Yeah, you open it, and it's like the map that you guys are reading. You guys see that, you guys are in Othos, and you notice that nearby, there's a dock that leads to the water. And passing by that water would get you guys closer to Ravenfall.
Great, more bottles of water. Now, well, sir,
The name's Emily.
I'm gonna call you M. I'm gonna call you M. Now this right here, she points to the dock. Is this a port by any chance?
I believe so. I was on my way to go investigate it too, but, well, I had to stop by because, well, when I need to eat, well, you have to eat. So, I've set myself up a little fire here and got myself sorted. I was probably going to be leaving soon anyway because the winds don't exactly seem to be in anyone's favor. Dangerous winds from what I'm feeling.
How long would you say from here to the docks? How long would it take?
Well, judging from the map and how much I've been walking, I'd say maybe a good 40-ish minutes from here should be about as long as it takes to get to the docks.
40 minutes. Now the biggest thing is hoping that someone is there with some boats and we can just pay them and just travel across over.
Oh, yes. Well, I actually was supposed to meet up with somebody there. I was supposed to travel across as, well, I'm merely just somebody who is traveling the world. I actually am taking notes on the world from what I see, at least. Hoping that I could probably pass down this knowledge to future generations that might require this knowledge.
Would you look at that? Well, if we tag along with you to this dock and we just take the same boat, I guess we're on our very way.
Oh, of course. Yes, of course. Yes. I was merely going to be putting out the fire soon, so allow me to get the rest of my stuff ready. As you see that he puts back his bucket helmet and starts, like, getting his stuff sorted out.
Krooni's just gonna look over to the rest of the group that's hiding really far, and she's gonna put a thumbs up.
Is that supposed to mean anything?
Did she do it?
Zoro's still looking through the vegetation.
Eric, what does a thumbs up mean from Karuni?
I'm not even gonna fucking answer that, dude. That's not even Eric's thing, but
I don't know.
I think you need to work on your critical thinking skills. You figure that one out.
Well, I mean, she needs help. Well, there goes nothing, I guess.
No.
Oh.
Celeste's gonna take his put a hand on his shoulder. She's like, remember what I told you? A thumbs up means good job, or is generally a good thing.
All
What's
right.
a thumbs down mean?
Well, all right. Fair enough.
You didn't answer the question.
What?
I asked him
Fucking hate
what
this
were
guy.
the thumbs down.
Oh, I didn't hear that because your mic cut out for me. Then Mercurio looks over. He's like, thumbs down is not good, like bad.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes.
Got it.
You're on the right track.
Just seems like I haven't fully lost my brain yet, so that's a something, I guess.
We're getting there.
Nah, you
We're getting
lost
there.
more than you think.
We're getting.
Back at the small camp, you see that Emily has gathered up all of his stuff, and he has like a regular-ish looking longsword, and then a he's wearing his pack. Says, "Well, I seem to have everything ready. Shall we go?"
Yeah. Let me just wave the others over to us. She's gonna wave to the group so they can follow along.
Oh, more friends of yours, I assume.
You could say that.
Well, very well. The more the merrier. Well, I'll have to get acquainted with you guys as we're going to be traveling for quite a bit. Very well. You see that he starts walking towards the road that's near the rest of the group. As for the rest of the party that's over on the other side, you guys see that this guy wearing armor, like standard-ish looking armor, he just starts walking towards you guys.
Hey, why? Did you string
wait.
along another civilian with us?
Well, Karina's just gonna show the map, and she's gonna point over to the dock. This map be a port. We can take the boat and Ravenboat.
Yes. I was merely going to be heading there soon because I was supposed to meet somebody there to take me across the way.
And he looks and
way.
says,
I do hope you don't mind. I merely was just traveling, and, well, your companions managed to sneak up on me while I was taking camp, so...
Continue taking camp.
Well, if you are going to go by yourself, then, well, good luck, because from what I hear, the woods are dangerous. But, well, let me see. You see that he kind of like says, rummaging through his bag, he says, note. Yes. Well, yes, we are to arrive sooner. You see that he folds the note and puts it back in his pack. He says, I believe we're going to be needing to leave soon, as it seems like the sun is about to be on afternoonish. Shall we?
You check my DM, please.
Ooh. Give me a survival check.
Survivability. Is it possible for me to get this at advantage because I know what I'm looking for?
I'll give it that. Fine, I'll give you that one. Yeah, you roll with advantage.
Oh, I didn't get much anyway. It's only 7.
No, unfortunately, with a lot of the rummaging you were doing, you weren't able to find any.
Figures. Alrighty then. Yeah, no, he's ready then.
Give me a perception check, Zoro.
Perception. Bet. 21.
You do, however, Zoro, notice that the man does have like a pouch with a couple of like plants out of it. And there, you do notice there is one that does pique your interest.
Is this
He's
bitch
gonna
looking
s-
for weed?
He's gonna sniff the air real quick.
Oh my fucking Christ on the cross.
Yes. This smell is very familiar, Zoro.
You know, I think if we're going in the same direction, I think the man should come along with us.
Well, strapping fellow you are. Good idea.
But if we are to get there, though, as you said, we should go now.
So, I'm assuming the party will start making their way to the docks, or the port, right?
Yes, sir.
Fair. Walking through with Emily in tow, you guys make it over to the port, which, you know, from what you guys are looking at, it looks like some of the buildings were destroyed, but also have been repaired. You know, some parts of it just, you know, are made of, like, different materials of, like, wood, stone, some of it, like, rotting wood and, like, stone that seems to be very loose. But nonetheless, looks like the port's been repaired somewhat. As you see that there's at least, like, you know, 4 boats that seem to be there. However, going into this small little port, you notice that there's like there's like a lot of these like fishermen who just seems to be there, but there is one that does catch your attention. As you guys are walking through past all of these fishermen, you guys hear a very familiar tone. Well, boy, it seems like you've done it right. Looking over, passing by some of the fishermen, you see Bill Seaver, Celeste's adoptive father, who seems to be playing dice with some of these fishermen by one of the parts of the dock.
The old geezer lives. Tougher than I thought.
Yes, it seems like you've. You see that he stops as he looks in your guys' direction, and he sees you, Celeste.
Celeste just like she gasps like, and she like quickly runs over to him and like jumps onto him like a big bear hug.
You see that he gets up as well and runs towards you and gives you a bear hug as well. As like, oh, my darling is still alive! Praise Astra! You see that he kind of like holds you tight and hugs. He says, oh, I thought I'd lost you that day we were separated in Fortuna. You see that he looks over at you. He says, but look at you. A strapping young lady you are. Strong, just like your mother. You see that he kind of like starts like furiously like rubbing your head, moving your like hair, and like making a mess. He says, how's my darling? Long has it been, has it?
Celeste's just gonna like balance herself after like he essentially was like roughhousing her hair, and she's like, oh, it was quite a journey. Very much a journey.
A journey it was, but a bad one at that. I lost my ship. You see that he kind of shows you over to the other ship that he tends, and it seems like a normal-esque like shipping boat, where it doesn't seem to be as extravagant as the one that he had before, but it seems like one that would get the job done. As you see that he looks, he says, I lost my favorite ship, Maria. May she rest in peace. Well, I have my other ship here, so it gets the job done. But no ship is ever going to have me heart more than you and your mother. You see that he kind of like holds you up to, as you see that he kind of holds you up and kind of brings you in for another hug. He says, well, I see that you and your friends are still here. And especially you! You see that he looks over at you, Zoro. You see that he lets go of you, Celeste, and walks over to Zoro. He says, well now, it seems like you're still alive, Big Green, huh?
As alive as I can be. He's gonna go ahead and hold his hand out in a good old Grash fashion. Give him a headbutt. Not nearly as hard as he did Mercurio's, but just enough for both of them to have a strong connection.
You see, rather than him like giving you the proper handshake, Zoro, he actually like puts his hand in for a dap, and then he like pulls you forward and headbutts you first.
I like it.
I've been teaching some of me men how to do that on the seas. Seems like some of them can't really handle the old fisherman's noggin. As you see that he shows over to some of the guys who have like these weird like purple spots on some parts of their foreheads. Oh, there he is. You notice as well, Zoro, that when he shows you some of the people that tend to his boat as well, some of his fellow sailors, you see that some of them show their foreheads, and you can see that some of them have like weird dark spots on their foreheads. You see it looks like, they're nothing but greenhorns. But you, you I can always get behind. So, what can I do for you and your friends today, my dear? You see that he looks back to you, Celeste. What can I do for you and your friends today?
Well, we actually need to head on back to Ravenfall. There's actually a very dire situation.
I heard. But you see that walking up is Emily. Says, Are you Bill Seaver by any chance, sir? You see that he looks like, aye, that's me. So, You are the fellow who's the explorer, learning things about the world, eh? Well, you don't look like much of an adventurer to me. Where's the ruggedness? You don't look like you have barely seen your first cave. You see that he looks like, well, I've barely started my adventure not too long ago. I'm merely looking for a friend to help me. There was a friend that I had to help me with my journey, but I seem to have lost him long ago. I'm just hoping I can be able to find him again. Well, friends are always someone you can rely on. Right there! You see that he looks back at you, Celeste, and once again pulls you in for another, like strong side bear hug.
You can depend on us.
Well, that is reassuring. Thank you. Celeste, was it?
Yes. That's my name.
Nice to meet you. Emily. You see that he holds out his hand for a handshake.
She takes it and she's like, that's a girl's name.
I understand that. I've been told many a times before that my name should be for a female, and my mother was expecting a girl when I was born, but unfortunately, well, things don't go as planned, so Emily was the name that I stuck with, even though, well, I complained to my mother as well that it's a girl's name.
But hey, you can also just be the first guy to be named Emily. That's also kind of cool. If you think about it.
Thank you. You see that Bill looks over and says, well now, it seems like you both have a common cause. You both need to get across the river. Am I right?
Yes, we do.
Alright. Well, saddle up, boys! We have a new adventure for us. You see that some of the sailors like cheer and roar loudly as you guys see that they immediately go up onto the ship, start essentially like prepping it to depart. And you see he says, "Well, it might be a bit of time since we have met, but come." You see that he takes you up aboard. He says, "Well, what are the rest of you doing here on the docks? Come on!" You see that he gestures for you guys to follow onto his boat.
Follow on to the boat.
We following.
You guys all get on the boat, and you know it's a pretty okay boat. You know, there's like a middle section where you guys can be able to sleep with. There's like bunks and stuff there for like where the sailors would sleep and such. But you see that there's like a separate section. Even though it is like a very like low class looking ship, Bill somehow still manages to make a way for there to be like a first class ish type of section where it's like separated from where the sailors sleep in a much more nicer area. Not as nice as the original parts of the ship where you guys had your own individual rooms. It's just like one big section of the ship that has like a bunch of beds in there for you, a bunch of bunk beds in there for you guys to sleep on. As you see that Bill looks over and says, "Well, not as nice as me old ship, but it should do. Feel free to take a nap here while we are on our way to your dear Ravenfall. Now, as for you, dearie," you see that he kind of like, you see that he kind of puts a hand on your shoulders, Celeste. He says, "We have a lot to catch up on."
Oh yes, quite a lot.
Indeed. And where's the man you were with? What was his name? You see that he's like tapping his foot. It's like he starts with like a O or something, or like a M, E something.
Celeste kind of just points over to Mercurio.
You see that Mercurio's kind of like putting down his stuff, and he's like, you see that he looks over, he's like, "What? You anything?"
That's Mercurio.
Well, you see that he goes up to Mercurio, is like, "So, you're the man, eh? You see that he looks at Mercurio with like a stink face. He's like, "I watching me eye on you, boy. Well, if you have time, come for a drink. You see that he walks over to you, Celeste, like, now, shall we?
Yes, of course.
And you see that you see that Bill and Celeste walk out, leaving the rest of the party in the bunk bed area. Walking out, you see that he kind of like walks over to like this small little like table with chairs. As you see, he kind of gestures you to take a seat. And he says, "Well, it has been far longer than I have thought since I had last seen you. You're growing up to be somebody very strong. I can see it. No longer the soft face you had when you once were with your mom." Hey. So, tell me, where have you been?
Oh, I've just kind of been a bit all over the place. Different cities, different kingdoms,
Nay.
planes of existence. We kind of mumbles that last part.
Hey, seems like you're growing up a little too fast. My little girl has started to go on in being her own adventurer. I've heard from some of the sailors before that you are part of a adventuring team, group, whatever they are. They're a good bunch of people, and I know that you'll be safe with them.
Of course. I always feel safe with them. They're like family, essentially.
Yes.
Of course, I have you and Mom. And Celeste's she's gonna like look down to her lap, and she's like, so I already know that you and Mom essentially adopted me.
You see that as Bill was going to take a drink from his tankard, he stops as you say that. You see that he puts it down. He says, I had a feeling the day would come. But this soon, after we had just found out you were still alive, well, seems like ASTRA has other plans for us after all. You see that he kind of gets comfortable in his chair. He says, yes, my dear. We found you in a, well, really, I didn't. Your mother had found you over by a small river. She found you when she was tending to some of the clothing, and I was out doing my business, sailing the world. When I returned home, I thought the worst, that I had been gone too long, and maybe she found someone, which, for a sailor, shouldn't be surprising. But no. Your mother stuck around, and even took care of you growing up. It was a sight to behold. Not any sailor can go home and see a family. But I was one of those lucky few, and I was not going to let go of that chance. So, we moved out from the small village we lived in to Fortuna, in hopes that with the new job I had received of taking shipments to, well, certain places, we would be able to live a happy life. A life that a sailor can only dream, and a mother can only wishes in times like that. And watching you grow up with your friends out in that little school you guys go to before. It brought me a joy like no other. No amount of sailing the seas will bring me as much joy as seeing you and your mother's smiles every day when I would return home. I knew that one day we'd have to tell you the truth. That you aren't our daughter. That you were found by your mother. And I was hoping that day wouldn't come. But it did. I just hope that with this revelation, I just hope that you will not forget your mother and I.
Celeste is just gonna like take his hands and she's gonna be like, no, of course not. Of course not. Although we may not be related by blood, you are still my parents. No matter. I don't care that found me or however happened. I still count you as my dad and as mom.
You see that he looks at you, like tears welling up in his eyes as you hold his hand. He says, "Aye. And that'll do." Hey. You have a lot to learn. And I hope soon enough I can be your teacher to teach you the seas. I just wish that your mother was here to see us again.
I'm sure we'll see her soon. I have hope.
I hope so too. Not seeing her smile has dampened me a bit. But not enough for me to not sail the seven seas. But more so enough to feel excited that maybe one day I will see you and your mother again. And now that I have seen you, it is... what do you call it? Hope. That brings me to my next adventure. Hoping that your mother will be there waiting.
Well, I mean, you also could start thinking of retiring. Sure, Mom would like to have you much more longer than just a few weeks.
I agree. There are some days out in the seas that I had wished I had not gone. That I have just said, well, the shipment was lost at sea and we couldn't find it. Oh, how many days I have decided I wanted to do that. To stay home. To be there with you and your mother. But, like how it always is with us, gold is the only one that keeps families together. And, well, we kind of had a rough patch. But I'm hoping with everything that changes now, maybe we'll have that one day. Right?
Of course. We will have that. That's a promise.
Aye. That's a promise. I'll make you. You see that he holds up his pinky. And it kind of brings you back a bit of memories before, Celeste, where you know, back then before you and your father would make these, you know, cute little promises to each other. As he holds up his pinky to you, he says, "Don't forget it."
I won't. And Celeste essentially does a pinky promise to him.
Hey, that's my girl. You see that he kind of like pulls you in for a hug as he says, "Now, the day that, well, I never thought I'd have to ask." You see that he pulls you away from me, says, "I'm sure when we see your mother again, he'll ask you this question, and you need to be prepared. Your mother will want to ask, where is her grandkids?"
Oh.
Don't worry, I won't ask you such things. I know how embarrassing it can be. But I know your mother will want to ask. So, merely laugh it off for now. But prepare yourself. You know how stubborn your mother can be. That's why I had wanted that woman when I first laid eyes on her. Hey, her stubbornness was something to behold. Well, don't think about that right now. At least, I hope not. Are you?
Oh, no, definitely not. Definitely not.
You see that he kind of gives you that side eye. He's like, all right. Well, you see that he gets up from his chair. He says, the captain needs to man the ship. So, I will leave you to it. But like I said,
Alright.
don't forget us.
And I won't. I made a pinky promise, didn't I?
You did. You see that he starts making his way up to man the wheel. As the party finishes off their last bit, prepping on this boat, ready to leave and go back to none other than Ravenfall. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to have to end the session for tonight. Quite the session, I will say. Quite the session of returning characters, definitely people who miss them, and for sure, some laughs that have happened. So,
Or not Miss Mercurio, bro.
Let Mr. Dad, at least.
well,
I am happy to see Billy.
Bill is alive. But anyway, thank you everybody for tuning into tonight's stream. I really am enjoying doing this D&D series with you guys. And once again, give props to the D&D players here, especially Fionn, who had left because she needs to sleep because work. It's understandable. But yeah, give a round of applause for the allergies are really kicking my ass today, guys. I'm sorry. But
That moan was
Nothing to do with allergies.
Allergies. Ah!
Allergies
but
maybe cream my pants.
It was just a fucking martial law screen out of nowhere.
But
The fucking the right-in lightning tag of that.
Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning into tonight's session. Give a round of applause for the D&D players who have stuck around from Chapter 1, and especially the two new players, Lino and Bloom, who have decided to stick around from Chapter 1 and in Chapter 2. Thank you guys for thank you guys for staying here for the story as well. I really enjoy doing all of this D&D stuff. Oh yeah, of course.
Gang, gang.
But yeah, tell me, what was your guys' impression of the session? Was it good, bad? Was it okay? Was it weird? Tell me what I need to change if I need to change anything.
Listen, all I'm gonna say, I'm so glad that we finished that fucking encounter, bitch. 'Cause that's the shit that I was fucking dreading. And also,
Yeah, nah.
another thing too, I pulled a Monet exchange with that fucking water walk spell.
You know, the best part about that entire fight scene, for the last week, I have been fantasizing about how I want to defile that corpse.
Be careful how you word that.
Yeah, that's a.
Oh, right. Off stream, that was a joke.
What a fucking
No,
way to put it.
I do not have erotic tendencies towards
You didn't commit
anything regarding.
necrophilia, people. You did not commit it.
Yeah, I did not. I still haven't, by the way. Why do you word that like I have?
Anyway,
Not this time.
thank you everybody for tuning into tonight's session. We will definitely see you guys again next Monday when we hold Eyes of Astra Chapter 2, Session 34. I really do hope you guys are enjoying this series, and of course for the series that will be coming up after these D&D sessions as well, like after the campaign, and we'll have like other stuff. I really hope you guys will enjoy it, because I really want to put a lot of time and effort into making these as much as enjoyable for the audience as much as it is for the players. Make it as enjoyable as it is, and memorable for sure. Thank you everybody for tuning in. We will see you guys again next Monday. Good night and goodbye, chat. Say goodbye. My sickly goodbye while I have fucking allergies. By the way, do I want to? No, I'm not gonna say it. Never mind. Peace out, chat.